Hi everybody, how are you doing? So, goodness, I watched Tati's video and there's like a lot of different opinions that I know everybody's gonna have. Some people are gonna go one way, some people are gonna go the other way. And I do kind of like try to always look at both sides of the coin in certain aspects. But I just do want to say this. In the end, they are people. They are human beings with feelings and emotions, and it is what it is. Now, the only part of the video that I didn't understand, and I understand but I didn't, is when she said that she didn't think things would go the way they did. To be perfectly honest, I love Tati to pieces. She's a wonderful, humble, amazing woman. However, when you make a video like that, you should absolutely know the repercussions of it, you know, because there were a lot of huge statements made in that video. There were. And when you say certain things, there is going to, for every action, there's a reaction. And for everything that we do in our life, there's a consequence to it, whether the consequence is good or bad. And when you think and you make this video, and unfortunately, the unfortunate part of it all is, you know, you never do things out of haste. You never do things out of anger. You never do things. You always have to take that big, giant step back, take a breather. If you're thinking of doing something that you should not in your heart know you should do, listen to your heart, listen to your gut, you know. But I think she made the video at a very, you know, vulnerable time in her life. I mean, she felt upset, she felt used, she felt hurt. So that's where, you know, when we make judgments, when we are in that frame of mind, unfortunately, things like this do happen. And I am guilty of those things myself, actually, but it's been a long time that I have learned. You know, I still do it occasionally, I do. But I always try now to make sure that, you know, when I'm in a certain frame of mind, I make sure just to just wait a minute. Just pause, just a minute, you know? And I understand that Tati is very remorseful for what happened. I do understand she did not expect things to go the way they did. Hold on. Okay, sorry. But again, I have learned, you know, I understand that she's remorseful. I understand that she didn't think what happened would happen, even though there's going to be a lot of people, and I already know this is going to happen. People are going to be like, well, how did you not know? You know, I know people are going to say that, and I get it. But when you're in that frame of mind and you do something, and you just don't think the whole thing through, you know, you really don't, because you're angry, you're hurt, and you're upset. So therefore, your mind is already pre-tunnel vision. But I do understand that she still loves James Charles. And I do agree, you know, to stop the hate. I agree with that 100%, you know. I do think that they both of them, need time to reflect and heal. And in this situation, I think they both have some responsibility to take, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I love Tati, and she was really just trying to do the right thing. She really was. She was just trying to say, hey, I can't get across to you in person. I can't do it this way, so I got to do it this way. And I understand that. And I understand she didn't, you know, think of the trickle effect. And I get that she thought it was going to be her taking a hit because of the power that James Charles has. But James Charles has power in numbers, but Tati has power in respect. So that's where they both they both have the equal amount of power, to be perfectly honest. You know, his was numbers, hers was respect. So when you have two people that are, you know, powerhouses in the industry, and something like this happens, you know, it does take a hit. And, you know, feelings are hurt and everything is going on. And I do understand. I do. But I hope James does get the help that he needs. I really do. And I hope he's okay, to be perfectly honest. I know everybody's like, you know, they're, you know, James Charles is canceled. They're sick of the shenanigans or whatever. But we have to give people the chance to get the help that they deserve. And I know a lot of people crack about his age, you know, but if your parents are across the country, you know, and you're 18, 19 years old and you live in your own house, your own mansion, your own little world, where's the guidance? Where is the discipline? You know what I mean? Because, you know, he started everything when he was like 16, 17, 18, you know. Where was the discipline? Where was, you know, you had to grow up too fast. There was no brakes put on, you know, just boom, grown up, you know, instantaneously. I don't want to compare it to a teenager having a child, but in my way, I had to grow up super freaking fast because I was 16 years old and I had a child that had disabilities. That made me grow up real quick. But I also did make, you know, mistakes in my life, you know. I've never been a perfect person. And the thing is you need guidance and you need discipline in your life. And if nobody was there to discipline him, to say, hey, this is really messed up, dude. And I mean, Tati could have done what Tati did. And, you know, she took him under his wing and she helped guide him or whatever, but it wasn't her place to discipline him, to really, I'm not saying spank him. You guys know what I mean, you know, to discipline his mind. You know, to say, dude, no, you can't do that. This is why. You know, nah, stop it. And I'm not trying to be a shady person saying his parents or whatever, but sometimes when you have very extremely successful children, the fact that you're proud overrides the fact that you're still the parent. Okay, and I think that's where that kind of bubble comes from, is that they were so engrossed of being proud of him, like, oh my God, look at my child, you know, that, you know, the parental figure part of it just went south, you know. But again, it was very hard to see Tati being as upset as she is. I know she is hurting. I know she feels so damn sorry for what she did. I know she does. I perfectly understand that she does. And I know a lot of people are going to maybe drag her just a little bit saying, what do you mean you didn't know, blah, blah, blah. But again, put yourself in that mind frame. And what decisions do you make when you're hurt, devastated, upset, angry? What decisions do you make? 9 times out of 10, they're the wrong decisions, because you have to really train yourself to stop and take that step back and think before you do, you know? Like the old day, think before you speak, think before you act, you know? It's just something that was always drilled into my head, God bless it. But anyway, I really do hope that they're both okay. And I feel bad that Tati is now putting herself on pause. James Charles, you know, he was spotted once. Was it publicity, stunt, whatever? Probably, you know, but again, they're human beings that make mistakes, and unfortunately for them, they're just in the public eye. You know, every single solitary last person makes mistakes. And if you sit here and you say you've never done anything completely asinine, I'm calling you a liar, because you did, you know. But what Tati said was absolutely correct. He is a role model for our young generation, and he needed that slap to say, dude, you are a role model for these younger children. Appropriately role model them. So I still do think what she did was wonderful and great, and I'm sorry that she had to do it at the expense that she did, because James Charles is not the only one hurting, guys. I mean, even though that Tati has grown in numbers, those numbers don't mean anything if you're in pain. Those numbers don't mean anything if you're hurt. Those numbers don't mean anything if you're crushed, because like a lot of people, money is just, you know, it is what it is. It's not the world. You know, she's one of those people that values love and friendship and respect, and it's not about the money for her. That's why I'm saying she's hurting just as much as James Charles is. So I really do hope, you know, this ends, and I hope they can both patch, you know, the holes in their heart and move on. I really do. Sorry about the long video, guys. I just wanted to say the way that I felt and my perspective. And I really do hope things get better for the both of them. I really, truly do. And I thank you guys, as always, for watching 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 5 moments of any one of my videos. I love you guys so much. Kisses.